Hey Tim. How you doing? It's been a while. Hey Manu. What are you working on? How is the game? Both the tabletop and your dungeon crawl. But the dungeon crawl is going nicely and slowly. So fifth card right there, and we have a very nice game that works pretty well for the first one, because it's gonna be the game is gonna involve expansion after expansion. So we start with something really simple that, you know, any kid can play, and then yeah, it's gonna become more and more something that a role player will enjoy more. And the war game, Sebastian is working on it, because in June we are supposed to present it in a festival, in a game festival. So normally the final beta version will be ready soon, at last. Yeah, I know, since I moved back to my hometown, it's been quite tricky to catch your stream. Usually your stream starts at 4 AM for me. Oh yeah, alright. Bien dormi, ça va. Encore un peu fatigué, mais moins que tout à l'heure. Yeah, that's the thing. Your country is so big that, you know, just moving to one part to another, and you have like hours of how do you call that? Décalage horaire. Ah, I forgot. Well, yeah, the time is not the same at all. The jet lag. No, it's not a jet lag. No, that's not it. Non mais t'inquiète, hein, t'inquiète. Vis ta vie, Manu. T'as le droit d'avoir des choses à faire dans ta vie. So yeah, after I drew You Lost Yourself card, that's the card you need to being able to keep going. And I'm not sure how to say that in English, but yeah, somebody scratched the wall and show the way, and so yeah, you can. You mostly sure that you can go this way and keep collecting treasure. So that's the goal of the game. Get in, collecting 1000 golden coin, and get out. With all kind of stuff that can happen in dungeon. Writing on the wall, I guess you can say. Yeah, I mean, writing, scratching, that, you know, your story. because that's what is fun with that card game, is that you mostly do the job in your head. It's the fun it's the fun of imagining what's happening to your hero that make that game fun to play. There is some rules and there is some stuff too, but the cards are there to, you know, make you imagine what's going on in your adventure. And that's why I'm gonna try to make sure that those cards really put you in the zone. So the goal is to steal as much money as possible, or the enemy? Yeah, of course. You have a big deck of cards of adventure cards, and you have a deck of cards of event on the table, and everybody have 6 cards in their hands, adventure cards. And then what you have to do when it's your turn is to pick up a card from the deck of adventure card and put a card on the table. So it's either you're playing for your adventure, or you can put your card on your adversary adventure. And if you have nothing interesting on your hand, you just, you know, put your card beside deck, and this card doesn't count for anybody. So, and on that deck you have like 16 secret passage. That's what you need to enter the dungeon, so you can't do anything before finding the entrance. When you put that card, and then you can, you know, starting to collect your money. And you do that because on that adventure deck of cards you have, you know, cards with treasure, and you have cards that can stop your opponent or your fellow that play the adventure, like, you know, being trapped in a trap, or you being, you know, stopped by a closed door, or like the card before, you being lost, or your torch being extinguished. So with those cards you can't keep going because you're stuck there, and so you need to pick up a card that helps you out to get going. Like these cards, when you're lost, you know, allowed you to keep going. If you have a key and you are stopped by a locked door, you can keep going. If you find the mechanism of the trap, you can open it again, and then you can keep going. And if you find a new torch, you can keep going and keep collecting the treasure. And every time you're passing by a passage, like a door or like a porch, or, you know, a passage, an open door or something, you need to pick up a card of event, because you don't really know what's going on, what's gonna happen behind that door. And that's where you will have monsters and, you know, stuff that you are not very in control. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of fun. I mean, what I love about it is that it's a very simple game, you know, like any kind of family board game. So everybody can play, you know, because I know a lot of people and kids really like this kind of universe, you know, this dungeon crawling game. But like Dungeons and Dragons, but it can be very, complicated to play because the rules are quite complicated. And I know that I never played Dungeons and Dragons when I was a kid. Was the rule were too damn complicated. You just watching the rule book, and I was like, no, that's not for me. And here we have a game that is very easy to explain because that's it. You know now how to play, and the rules are very simple, and the game is very simple, and all the fun of that game is just made up. You're not making up story because the story is what your card is telling, but at least you have fun, blowing your adversary torch or trapping. And if you really want him to be stuck, you can shut his door, blow his torch, and then trap him in the because right there he will have to deal with all those stuff before he can keep going. And after there is 2 expansion planned after that, because as soon as I finish the last drawing of the first pack, I'm gonna work on the expansion, because there will be expansion after expansion for that game. And the 2 next expansion will be to be able to play from 4 players to 6 players. So the first pack will come with an elf and all the stuff that we need to have 1 more players, and we'll have 1 more way to be stopped and 1 more way to be released of that stuff that stop you. We'll have a little bit more treasure, and the theme of that deck will be like elf and forest. So you will have lambas bread instead of magic potion. You will have plants that grab you, and so you're stuck there, and you will have like troll piece, bottle, to be released of that plant, stuff like that. And then the second deck will be like a wizard apprentice, so we will introduce a little bit of magic with that deck. And then the third expansion that we are writing right now will be catacombs. So in the deck of adventure you will have entrance for the catacombs, and if you go down there, you will have a special deck just for your travel in the catacombs. And so the idea with that is that you won't be stopped with the other players, because you're not there anymore, and the only way to stop you will be to blow up your torch or being lost. That's something you can be on the catacomb. And the good thing about the catacomb is that there is a lot of very good treasure and goodies in there, but there is a lot of crap, monsters, and we'll introduce a dice, because right now I don't want dice for the first game. It's just cards, but bit by bit we're gonna introduce what we see usually in those kind of games. So with the catacombs we'll introduce the dice, and to roll how many rats you're gonna be facing, or like choices that is not yours. Maybe you can include some kind of reward for winning the game, like additional card for the winner of previous round, or an ability to check what's ahead. The first game is about get in, find 1,000 golden coin, and get out. The first one that do that win the game. And what's gonna happen is that the second game that we will create, level 2, will start with you equipped your hero that you play in the first game with 1000 golden coin. So the second game will come with a little leaflet, a little book with all kind of stuff you can buy for your hero. So you keep going with that hero and you make him grow. So you become level 2. And only the guy that win the first game can start as a level 2 hero. If you want to be level 2, you need to do the first game and win. En bas de la carte, oui, je vais la faire normale. Et si jamais il y a des trucs qui gênent pour la lettre, numériquement, j'éclaircirai derrière les lettres. Yeah, the 1000 gold is the winner. So, every time I play the game with my friend and family to try it, with all kind of different players, usually what we do is that even when somebody get out with his 1000 golden coin, the game keep going, because we're almost there and we want to get out with our money. And so right now we decided that the game is keep going. The game is not gonna stop because somebody get out, because right now the 4 players are playing individually their adventure, so they are not yet linked together. They're just playing individually. With the deck of the apprentice wizard, we're gonna introduce magic mirror, and that's very exciting, because with the magic mirror you can put a magic mirror between you and your neighbor, and then be able to get in his adventure. So that means we can play two heroes in the same game. So everything that happened to one can happen to another one as well. So I don't know how it's gonna play with the fight, because right now the fight is very simple as well. 3 cards with 3 different attacks that win with the 3 different attacks in the front, like stone, paper, and scissors. It's kind of the same, but with attacks names, and so you raise your card, your opponent raises card, and boom, you put your card there and see which one win. Because again, I wanted the first pack, level 1, to be very simple, so even my 8 years old son can play the game without not really understand what's going on. And of course this way of fighting will change bit by bit and be more like what we used to see. But yeah, we're starting to. That's a little imbalance to stitch that ability to just a wizard. You might want it as a card to other class. I mean, a mirror is not just for the wizard. Anybody, it's just the mirror introduced in his deck of cards, because but it's the deck is not his. It's for everybody. The deck. It's just that the decks come with a magic theme, because we're introducing a magic character. But the mirrors, gonna be 6 of them, will be on the pack of adventure. So anybody can find a mirror, stick on the wall and decided to pass through it. So we are still in discussion with Sebastian if it's a way you can go and go back to your own adventure, or if it's like you go through and then like Harry Potter, you ended up in the other player game, and there is no mirror there anymore, so you can go back to where you were before. Because we were imagining like I'm playing an orc, and somebody take a mirror, go through, smash my face until I get knocked out, because you never die in that game. You just get knocked out, and we steal your money. So I'll get knocked out, you know, and being stole some money, and the guy go back to his, you know, his own game and smash your mural. I was like, that could be fun, but Sebastian seemed to be like, oh no, we can't smash the mural. Okay. He really liked the idea of the murals, but we can't smash them. So we'll see. Though, I mean, it's still in discussion. This third expansion, that's the one we are writing right now. And after that, it's gonna be like probably a new pack of, you know, event, but level 2 with heroes that are level 2 as well. So probably new abilities or new characteristics that will come bit by bit. Probably, I don't know, stuff that is not there yet, you know, force and mind, and, you know, stuff, you know, classic stuff that we see usually, because right now all you have is one ability and your life of points. That's the only thing you have right now, and the ability are just the one that's going to be useful for that game. So for example, you know, shut a door that are closed with the key. Barbarian don't really care about that, because, you know, he's so strong that he's just gonna smash the door and go through. So there's no point of putting him a closed door. Being lost, for example, for the Archean, he have a compass. You know, he's very well equipped. He have a compass with him, so we figure that you know, this guy is not get lost. He have a sense of, you know, where to go. So there is no point of putting a card you're lost to an Archean, you know, and so on. Orcs see in the dark, so there is no point of blowing his torch. And the dwarf is very good as understanding the mechanism of the traps, so there is no point of putting a trap on the dwarf, because that's not gonna stop him. He's gonna probably lose, even not, because he's, you know, so equipped that his ankle is gonna be fine. So you see, everybody have an ability like that. You have like in the treasure you have artifact as well that give you those abilities as well. So if you're lucky, you know, with your ability and what you can find, you can be unstoppable. And yeah, there's a few monsters: orcs, zombies, skeleton. You know, there is like lizard woman and little stuff like you know, giant spiders and rats and cockroach. Oh, this one is disgusting. Giant cockroach. That's gonna be fun to draw though. You can be stuck in the giant spider web and lost like 3 turns. Stuff like that. Ghosts that steal some of your money. I mean, it's gonna be a lot of fun. A lot of fun to draw and create, and a lot of fun to play. And like I say, that's the basic part, the basic, you know, pack. That's the pack you need, whatever. All the expansion that come after that will be, you know, more cards to that first deck. And the exciting part is that, you know, we don't need anything else than my drawing. So that means as soon as I'm done, the game is going to be produced. And as it's a very simple game, I'm doing the English version at the same time. And so we'll have the French version and English version. Not sure we'll do more than that, because we're not gonna buy just few cards. We need to buy like 500 of them, so it's not too expensive, and we can sell the deck for less than 30 euro. But with specific language that we don't really know if we're gonna sell a lot, it's more tricky. Because I know, thanks to you, for example, that we could have an Russia version of that game, but are we gonna sell a lot of game in Russia? I don't know. English, that's more like it, because there is a lot of country that speak English. So I guess if you not speak French but you speak a little English, you can buy the English version. J'explique à Tim le jeu, Manu, hein, t'inquiète. Y'a rien que tu sais pas. Je crois que tu commences à connaître la chanson avec ce jeu. Il y en a une qui va connaître par cœur comment on joue, c'est Manu. Hey, Kay! I'm good. How about you? How you doing? Definitely not still working. Ah, that's good. It's always nice to hear that. Except if you're sick, which is not very good. Don't tell me you're sick. Tell me I'm just, on holidays and have a very good time. Yeah, all right. So you're not on holidays. Oh, that's good. A miniature convention. All right, like convention that cover minis for war games and such, or miniature like little minimized buildings and stuff, like maquettes. All right. That's okay, but I just wanted to take all the painting classes I could. Oh, that must be a very fun convention. I guess people probably were dressed up, because that could be, you know, the kind of convention that you can dress up as your favorite character. Abdecticon. I even did the Golden Demon entry. Oh, yeah? That wasn't serious. Oh, yeah. Okay, so Games Workshop were over there, I guess. I mean, they are like the reference, so I guess they were there. If you're talking about Golden Demon, and I'm sure they had the biggest part of the convention. There was a ton of wargaming. All that stuff was in the way of myself in the hobby area and the vendor hall, which was good because I spent too much money as it was. I'm doing good. I'm doing a very exciting project myself, as you may know if you're following a little bit what I'm doing. Maîtres Guerriers, which the name that you know now, because I'm working for that name for some years now. We decided to create a dungeon crawling card game that is in the same lore than our war game, but way before the event of the war game. So stuff are more quiet and heroes are looking for artifacts. And so for that game, this game is going to be like an evolutive game where we start with basic level 1 sample rules for like everybody can play with that really easy. And then expansion after expansion, we're going to make it evolve into something more like classic fantasy games. So I'm very excited about that, because the only thing that is missing to produce the game is just the drawing. So as soon as I'm done with that, we can produce the game. We don't have to wait like the war game that Sebastian finished up the very complicated road book, complicated to make, because it needs to work and not being too much like, you know, the big JW war game. So we need to find something that works for us, and that's apparently not that easy to do, because it's been a while that Sebastian is on this rule book. But as for that game, really easy, really simple. So yeah, very exciting. So I'm gonna try to make sure that it's gonna be released in Christmas, so everybody can enjoy it and buy a deck for Christmas. It's gonna be like a 160 card deck, and the funny bit is that, you know, when I started to draw the game, I realized, you know, I wanted to do that. I wanted to do that game since I'm a little kid. Because the Ware game, I don't know if you know, and I don't know how it is called in English. But you play. It's a card game as well, and you have to do 1,000 miles, and being stopped because your tire is deflected, or you have a car accident, or the traffic light is red, and you know, stuff like that. And I wish in my little head when I was a kid that I really liked that game, but it's so boring. I wish I have like I wish that they do like a fantasy version of that game. That's exactly what we're doing right now, with more stuff on it. Because we have like events with, you know, fighting and monsters, but the motto of that game is the same. You enter into the dungeon and collecting treasure and being stopped by closed door or traps or blow torches, you know, but it's the same basics, and it's as easy as that the other games to play. It's really a family game that can introduce little kids to dungeon crawling, and that's what exciting me the most, actually. Because even my 8 years old son, but he's 9 now, so I have to stop saying 8 because he's 9. He's not really interested to try the game in his sketch form, because right now the deck I have is just sketches on little, you know, drawing cards. But when he saw those drawings I made, like the one you see above my head, he was like, oh yeah, I want to try that game. Yeah, but it's the same game. Yeah, but this one looks cool. Okay. I guess it's a positive feedback. But yeah, I only have positive feedback with the look of the game, so I'm quite confident that this game is gonna do well. And that may be, you know, what gonna enter some money in the Maîtres Guerriers pockets. And that's good, because for that game we do 50-50 with Sebastian. He's the editor and the one that's gonna pay for producing, you know, make the game being produced by the printer. And so yeah, you need a return of an investment when the game is working. So half of the money will go in his pocket, and the other half will be to pay me for those drawings I make. And when we sold enough pack, we'll be able to win a little bit of money as well. But I'm gonna keep going. It's gonna be a never-ending process, because we're gonna do expansion after expansion for that game. Because, you know, we start level 1 and Sebastian wants to stop at level 20. So at level 20 we'll have like a board game and figurines and minis and stuff, and it's gonna be like more complete dungeon crawling war game. Not war game, but dungeon crawling game. Well, we're gonna go bit by bit, you know. And what is cool is that even though, you know, you can like in years time play that game level 20 and be like a very competitive game as cool as other games on, you know, you can buy now. But if you prefer the really simple version of it, you can you know, still play the first pack the way it is, because it's pretty fun to play, especially if you have like imagination and not just, you know, pick up cards and put it in the table. You know, cards are there to to make you imagine what's going on in your adventure. So you need to play around with that. I was telling the story yesterday about Sebastian playing, I think he was playing a dwarf, and then his torch extinguished because somebody put a card on his table saying, you know, your torch have been, you know, is extinguished. And he spent like 5 good turns before he could find another torch. And so, which translates in our heads by him, you know, going blind on corridors, knocking himself on walls and stone, until he find a light in the end of the corridor and find a new torch. And it was very funny to play. But that's something you do only when you're a role player, you know. And the funny bit, it was so funny for him every turn, like, yeah, playing the guy blind and trying to find a new torch, that I you know, during my turn I pick up another card that, you know, your torch being blown, and I kept it until he found a new torch. And then it was my turn, so I pick up a card and I put it back another card that your torch is being blown again. And it was like, what? What is that fucking torch? Doesn't want to stay lit. That was so funny. And so yeah, he had to, because, you know, the adventure deck is like, I think there's 110 cards in there, and there's only like 6, you know, you'll find a torch. So it's a little stressful not being able to you know, keep going normally and find treasure, because that's the goal, actually, finding 1,000 golden coin and get out the first, and being the first to get out. Bon, ça prend quand même un peu plus de temps que les cartes en noir et blanc que j'avais fait l'année dernière. Les cartes en noir et blanc que j'ai fait l'année dernière, ça me prenait 4 heures à peu près. Et donc comme j'étais payé 80 € du dessin, c'était bon, c'était nickel. Là, je me suis rendu compte en regardant les rediffs des streams que je suis plus autour des 5 heures que des 4 heures. Hein. Cinq heures, 5 heures et demie, ouais. Ce qui est pas trop mal hein, pour un dessin à 5, mais c'est juste que, ouais. Va falloir que je monte un peu la valeur du dessin parce que sinon je vais pas m'y retrouver. Bon, après c'est toujours délicat parce que tu vends pas non plus le dessin original, tu vends juste une copie, donc mais ça change pas le fait que tu as passé du temps dessus. C'est là où c'est un peu compliqué parce que quand je vois un portrait, je vends à l'heure. Ok, tu vends l'original, machin. Quand je vends une copie numérique, la personne elle a pas l'original, elle a juste la copie numérique. Donc tu expectes que ça soit moins cher. Mais ça change pas le temps que j'ai passé à faire le dessin. Bon alors il va falloir que je rajoute derrière pour l'achat de l'original qui est directement inclus dans le prix quand on commande un portrait. Voilà, commence un petit peu à être dans l'ambiance là-haut. Je crois bien que j'ai oublié de prévenir sur Facebook que je travaillais ce matin, mais bon. Est-ce que ça change quelque chose? J'en sais rien. C'est vrai que les fois où je préviens et les fois où je préviens pas, et je vois pas trop de différence avec les... tang, ding, ding, tang, ding.
Ouais.
Bah oui, ouais, on commence vraiment à être dans l'ambiance là. Toujours un peu long, mais toujours payant. Patience, t'es venu tout de suite ou tu as dû travailler dessus? J'ai pas de patience. J'ai aucune patience. C'est juste que quand je travaille, je réfléchis pas trop au temps que ça prend. Je fais ce que j'ai à faire, puis c'est tout. Et tu peux pas brûler les étapes. Donc, t'es obligé de faire étape par étape, c'est tout. En fait, c'est juste que dans ma tête, le travail est divisé en étapes. Le travail est divisé en étapes, et donc du coup, ben, d'abord je fais cette étape-là, et après 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 je me tape la tête à plat, et... Mon crayon perdu d'hier, je m'en rappelle plus. J'avais perdu un crayon hier? Le orange ou le jaune? Je sais pas. J'ai tout là, donc je pense que c'est bon. Oui, mais ben pareil, hein, quand le jeu sera prêt, oui, il y aura peut-être des précommandes, mais pas maintenant, ça c'est sûr. Ça va nous mettre trop la pression. Mais oui, pendant que le jeu sera envoyé à l'imprimeur, on prendra des précommandes, ouais. Estig, salut depuis le boulot, fenêtre dans un coin en visu, pendant que je mets à jour mes serveurs. Salut, salut. Tu vas travailler tous les jours cette semaine? Alors laisse-moi réfléchir. Demain non, parce que demain c'est mercredi et tout le monde est à la maison. Jeudi oui. Vendredi oui. Je pense, hein. J'ai rien de. Je pense pas que j'ai quelque chose de prévu. Et après, ben non, samedi, dimanche. Il y a juste le dimanche soir. Peut-être mercredi soir si j'ai encore du jus après le massage, mais en général, comme ça démarre tard, j'ai plus de jus après. Ah non, attends, vendredi de 2 à 3, j'ai un atelier, mais je pense que ça va le faire quand même. Ouais, faut que ça avance, hein. Faut que ça avance avant que je fasse le deuxième dessin de Raphaël, qui est prévu début avril. Parce que là, du coup, ça va faire un petit break. Parce que bon, j'ai envie de dire malheureusement, comme je suis pas payé pour faire ce projet pour l'instant, c'est vraiment un projet de cœur et c'est moi qui prends l'initiative de refaire tous les dessins. Ben, dès qu'il y a une commande, une vraie commande qui est payée, elle passe en priorité bien sûr, selon l'urgence. C'est pour ça que j'ai mis, Guenièvre dans le tas là, histoire de la faire avant cet été. Parce que je veux aussi avoir Guenièvre à dessiner. L'après-midi aussi? Bah ça dépend des jours, ouais. Si il n'y a rien de prévu dans cette journée-là, je dis jeudi après-midi, oui. Vendredi, bah, j'ai un atelier de 2 à 3, donc ça risque de me couper un peu trop mon élan. Parce qu'après de 3 à 4h15, il n'y a pas... On verra, selon ce qui est en route. Peut-être que j'aurai juste besoin d'une heure pour finir une carte ou une connerie comme ça. Mais oui, de toute façon, je compte bien utiliser chaque... Après, voilà, hein, moi je sais pas, hein, il suffit que j'ai une connerie. Il faut que je fasse un truc dans la maison ou quoi. Parce qu'à un moment donné, il faut que je m'occupe de la maison quand même. Oui, là on a vraiment un projet... c'est presque du projet perso. Hein. Parce que... je suis assez libre de dessiner ce que je veux. Là, Sébastien là-dessus, une totale confiance dans ce que je vais faire, donc à chaque carte que je montre, j'ai droit à un putain. Donc c'est plutôt bon. Ah putain ouais, ah putain ouais. Hey chapeau. How you doing, my crazy ballpoint pen friend? She's coming in to lurk. Look around, look around. I'm good, I'm good. Your work is looking amazing as always. Thank you. Yeah, it's a dungeon crawling card game that I'm designing. Hopefully for release this Christmas. Yeah, pretty awesome project. Everything I love in there. Ballpoint pen drawing, dungeon crawling. What can I ask more? Some monsters, they're gonna come. They're gonna come. Sending you a thing I'm cleaning up right now. Alright, alright. Send away, send away. Where do you send it? In my Discord or here? If you have a link, you can send it here as well. Discord, alright. Let's see that. Ooh, nice. Pretty nice. Oh, look at that. Wow. Oh yeah, you send it full size. You're very generous. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, you have a really definite style. Pretty nice, my friend. Pretty nice. Yeah. I like that. Yeah, sometimes I wish I have a bit of time to do like surreal stuff like that, because it's very liberating creatively. You don't have any limits. You don't, you're discovering your drawing as you do. That's a very fun stuff to do as well. I really love my job and I really love what I'm doing, but yeah, sometimes I just wish I can do, nonsense. Very nice textured nonsense. But I'm not gonna complain. Ding 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 ding. Yeah, create the ambience and the light you want. That's the keys I have right now. Keep going until you know you have the right light. It gives the tone of the scene. It's supposed to be in the darkness. You're in a dungeon, light by your torch, so yeah, it's everything I like in there. You have nice texture, the stone, the skin, the skin color as well. But I have to say, I can't wait to start, you know, drawing those monsters. But that's not for now. For now, I'm doing the pack, the adventure pack. That's 11 already? Come on. I was planning to finish that card this morning. In the morning and in 1 hour. But that's something I don't want for that game, is to rush any my drawing. I want each and every card to be as good as I can make them to look like. Like this old card, this old drawing is just about this. That sign scratch on the wall. That's all this card is about. So I could have made, you know, like a very like zoom in and just showing that. Well, like, that looks crap. You know, I want to see, you know, the stuff around and the doom of the light and so yeah, I knew I would spend extra hours time to do that, but at least it looks good. quelle sera la phrase de cette carte? Je suis en train encore de réfléchir. Vous avez trouvé un point de repère. Ce sera sûrement ce qui en ressort. Peut-être un truc du genre en observant de plus près un des piliers ou enfin je sais pas. Faut que je trouve un truc pas trop long parce que j'ai pas non plus envie de m'éterniser. Mais l'idée c'est que voilà, en regardant de plus près, t'as remarqué qu'il y avait quelqu'un qui avait gratté un point de repère, qui avait gravé un point de repère. Sur mon jeu de base, c'est marqué vous avez trouvé un point de repère. Après, il faut voir si je marque juste ça ou. Peut-être que ça suffit. Bah, c'est possible, hein. C'est peut-être même bien ce qui va se passer. De toute façon, encore une fois, hein, les notes, c'est juste pour confirmer ce qu'on voit déjà. Hein. C'est ce que disait Sébastien. Même si tu parles pas français, je pense que les cartes sont assez explicites comme ça. Hein. Oui, c'est juste un rappel de ce que ça veut dire. Hein. Comme je disais hier, après sur les cartes événements, oui. Là, on va donner un petit peu plus d'explications. Parce que c'est carrément un événement, donc je vais pas pouvoir dessiner un événement, forcément. Mais là, il y aura un petit encadré exprès, donc ce sera pas la même présentation. La torche à gauche dans la main du personnage, donc à une certaine distance de hauteur. C'est pour ça que ça refonce un petit peu vers le bas à chaque fois. Alors, fais attention, Alan, t'es en train de partir sur un truc un peu trop orange. Enfin, moi, ce que je remonte ici, cette couleur. Barlow! Hello, hello! Bonjour, bonjour! How you doing? Ça va. Ça va bien. Can be only good when you're working on a very exciting project. Thank you. Yeah, I like them too. I was hoping to finish up that one this morning. So we'll see. We still have like, yeah, maybe an hour. Fly your fool. Okay. Dun, 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 ding. Mais tu veux pas me laisser tranquille un peu là? Allez, dégage! Ah! Il y a une mouche. Ah bah tu sais, en Bretagne, dès qu'il y a un peu de soleil, il y a des mouches. Bon, on sait pas d'où elles sortent. L'été, c'est... L'été, c'est vraiment la merde, parce que là, il y a vraiment beaucoup de mouches. Heureusement, c'est pas des mouches qui font du bruit. Mais ils aiment bien te faire des câlins sur le visage. Toi, tu vas t'en prendre une, hein. Vas-y, pose-toi dans ma main. Tu te poses dans ma main, et puis je te fais un câlin. Un beau petit câlin, tout doux. Et puis après, je te mets par terre. câlin d'orque. Je suis gentil, bah oui, je suis gentil, je suis un orque gentil, moi. Pourquoi faut pas de la haine. Faut donner de l'amour. De l'amour qui claque. Ok, alors on va commencer le sol. Is there an English speaker around that I can ask something? Because I'm preparing the English version at the same time. But I'm not sure how to say the name of that card. Yeah, alright, Barlow. So this card is about this. So you're stuck, you lost. Like that's the card here. There's too much choices, so you lost yourself. Alright? So that blocks you in the game. You can't collect treasure anymore. So to be able to keep going, you need to find something that makes you say that it's probably this way. And that's what we call un point de repère in French. And that this somebody scratched the wall there to remind himself the way to go. But I can't really figure out how to say it in English. Un point de repère. When I tap that in Google translation, it say limes, which seem weird. Hints, like I give you a hint. Let's say, okay, I don't know if it's the word I'm looking for. I'm trying to you know, put the same stuff here, and yeah, I don't know this word, so it's yeah, hints is more like Yeah, that's not quite. It's more like, you know, when in Google Map, this little red thing that's tell you where you are, or maybe I cannot explain that. Or you know, when you're in the city, you don't really know, but you just saw, you know, this big house. I know that when I arrive to that big house, I have to turn to the left. You know, what is this big house for you? That's for, in French, c'est un point de repère. I know when we'll have this big tree there with this red sign, I have to turn left and right or whatever. How do we say repère d'ailleurs? Repère. Invenir? What? Non, repère. Oh putain. Yeah, it still say limes. That's so strange. Marque qui sert à retrouver un emplacement, une valeur et une précision. Bah oui, c'est ça que je veux. But that's... I don't want... I want French. Ah, this is so annoying. Spot. Ok, alors, un repère. Un repère. Locate. A locate spot. Is it something that... a waypoint? Is it something a waypoint? Because it sounds like something that... that can be used, yeah. A locate point, but yeah, a waypoint is more like... Is it what you use when you're like... you know it's gonna be this way if you use that waypoint? Or it's more like a waypoint is like, that's where you are? Because the idea is more like, you know, thanks to that mark, you know that you have to go this way. Yeah, because it looks like a waypoint is more like a stopping place. It's a point of reference that can be used for, yeah. So it's more like a stopping place. That's where you want to go, which is not the case here. Here it's more like yeah, it's more like, you know, to get to the waypoint, just to locate yourself and not being lost anymore. You know, like those little stones that you put behind you to. I don't really know how to explain myself actually on that matter. I'm gonna figure out. I guess maybe just un repère should be enough. How we say repère déjà? A landmark? A marker, a landmark. Is it a landmark is ringing a bell, or that could be logical location marker? I don't know, location markers still sound like a spot where you want to go, where this thing is showing you where to go. Yeah, it keeps saying me a landmark. Is that something that you're familiar with? A landmark? That's where, you know, that's where you can mess up a translation. I don't think I have a lot of those. Like I can fucked up, but this one is tricky for some reason. A landmark to me is more like the Eiffel Tower or Arc de Triomphe. You mean something that you know where you are because you see those things. I mean, it doesn't sound really good, but it looks like it's the closest for now. A marker. Maybe a marker is location marker. Pourquoi tu obscurcis un peu le coin en haut de l'arche et du mur? Attends, répète-moi ça dans la bonne... Pourquoi tu n'op... C'est un N apostrophe, donc est-ce qu'il y a un pas après? Pourquoi tu n'obscurcis pas un peu le coin du haut de l'arche et du mur? Ici, là? Là? Tu veux dire? Oui, bah je vais... Si ça n'a pas l'air assez foncé, je vais refoncer. Pour l'instant, ça me paraissait bien, mais s'il y a besoin, je vais refoncer. Une fois que j'aurai tout le dessin, je vais voir ce qu'il y a besoin d'être refoncé et ce qui est bon. Oui, ben, t'inquiète. Parce que pour ce que j'avais là, pour l'instant, ça me suffisait assez foncé. Après, une fois que j'aurai tout le dessin, je vais voir si j'ai envie de foncer encore un petit peu ou pas. S'il y a besoin. On est en train de chercher un point de repère en anglais. C'est pas facile. Ah non, bah non, je me doute bien. Marqueur de position. To me, will tell me about a mark that tell me where to go. Alright, so location marker. And is that something that, you know, sound like, you know, somebody did scratch a location marker? Is that something that, you know, does that sound okay in French? I mean, in French we call it un point de repère. Marqueur de position, it sound really like, you know, city stuff. or you know, technical city stuff. Un point de repère, it's more like something that you gave yourself not being lost. And so that's why I was looking for something similar. And that's what I feel about location marker. Really sound, you know, technical, or you know, something city-like. So I have the French name already. That's fine. If that's the English name, the problem. I don't think so, because when I'm trying, because un repère in French, they say landmark for some reason. Attends, I'm gonna try with this. What happened if I'm writing that? Draw markers. Okay, so it's definitely a marker point or something. It's a marker. Okay, so in English, repère is a marker. So in exactly word by word, if I have to translate it in English, will be marker point. That's something you create yourself in your head, or like physically by scratching the wall, to make sure that you're not getting lost, you know. You imagine yourself turning around in that labyrinth dungeon, and it's being like the third time you have to make a choice with those three doors, because every time you turn around, so you scratch something on the wall, so you know, okay, I did choose this one, and it was not good. I did you know, and this one seemed to be the right one, so you scratch a arrow there. I was just wondering if there is an existing word to describe that scratch that you put yourself there. I guess marker is sound good enough. What I don't want is that, you know, somebody saying, you know, yeah, I see what they mean, but those stupid French didn't know the right word. Which is the case. but I'm working. I'm working on it. I'm not so sure about it. You know, I like English better. It sing better. You know, watching a movie like The Lord of the Ring in English and in French, that's not the same at all. And I much prefer the English version actually. Yeah, there is a limited word that I prefer in French. But most of the word I know I prefer in English. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. That's why I said, you know, for location, it's always best to keep the name the way it is. When it's about names, I don't know why we change it. Like, you know, going back to The Lord of the Ring, they changed the names for some reason. Like Rivendell. Rivendell sound pretty cool and elvish, and we change it for Funcombe. Funcombe. Rivendell. Funcombe. That sound dumb. And it's the same for, you know, each name of that book. They changed Bilbo Baggins. Bilbo Baggins. That sounds so good. Bilbo Sake. Oh, it sounds posh. You know, Bilbo Sake. It's probably why, because Bilbo is rich. But why change the name of the guy? The guy's name is Bilbo Baggins. Why you say Bilbo instead of Bilbo for once? And, you know, change Sake for Baggins. I don't know. That's the name. Keep the name. The only thing with the marker though is that when you got you lost yourself card, and it is written, you need a marker. If I keep the word marker, or maybe marker point would be, I don't know, because you know, if the dude like okay, I'm lost, I need a marker. Why? I need to draw something somewhere. What do I need a marker for? But I'm gonna keep asking around what people think. We'll see. Maybe somebody will come with a good word. Sometimes, even in French, people ask me, you know, how you say that? I don't know. And then my wife, when I say that to my wife later on, she say, why you didn't say like this? And I'm like, oh yeah, sure, I didn't think about that. Maybe there is not equivalent of marker point or marker spot. I don't know. Yeah, marker spot could be a. It sounds good. Sound what this is about. I don't know. I don't know. I thought my English was good enough to translate that game. Looks like it's not the case. Well, I'm not sure that shadow will be as big as that, projecting itself against that wall over there, if the torch was actually in my left hand. But I just find it looks good like that. So I guess it's a sign spot, sign marker, sign marker is a sign marker. Sound good. I'm gonna write it down. Yeah, I like that better. La 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 la. Oh, la, la. Maybe I'm gonna finish that up after all. There we go. C'est que ce stylo sent encore. Le stylo il sent encore, dis donc. This little pen still smells strawberry after all those years. Ah oui, ça sent toujours la fraise. Non, 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 j'ai mis du rouge pour casser un peu le bleu. Oui, il faut savoir que le rouge et le rose cassent un peu le bleu, donc du coup, bah c'est toujours un peu bleu, mais moins bleu. Un peu comme le vert qui casse un peu le marron. Non, pour la torche, on est plutôt sur des couleurs jaunes et orangées, donc... Dès que la torche n'atteint plus, c'est pour ça que je fais du bleu, pour contraster un petit peu une couleur froide avec la couleur chaude de la torche. Encore un peu foncé ce mur. Encore un peu clair, je veux dire. quand j'y pense, quand même, tout ce décor et tout ce bazar, juste pour ça. C'est ce que je disais tout à l'heure à Tim. J'aurais pu faire un très gros plan de la flèche. Mais, enfin, ça aurait pas eu trop de sens, quoi. Au moins, là, je la mets en situation, quoi. Surtout que là, on la voit bien, mais je pense que quand ça sera réduit sur la carte, elle sera un petit peu moins... un peu moins voyante. Et l'idée, c'est de se dire, il y a un point de repère. Ah bon, il y a un point... Ah oui, là, il y a un point de repère. Genre, tu vois, quand t'es arrivé la première fois, tu l'as pas vu, le point de repère. Parce que sinon, tu trouves le point de repère tout de suite. T'es pas coincé jusqu'à ce que tu le trouves. Ok, ok. Regarde ça, file dans les temps. On est pile dans les temps, parce que j'ai vérifié, c'est pas un lac, c'est bien des temps. On va y mettre un petit peu de jaune, je pense. Ouais. Encore une chouette petite carte. La prochaine, on va encore rester dans le thème des arches et des murs et des... Parce que ça va être la porte ouverte. Carte porte ouverte. Quand tu tires une carte porte ouverte, en fait, tu es obligé de piocher une carte événement. Ah non, ça y est. Ah non. Ah non. Ah non. Ah si. Ah, mon jaune est mort. Remarque, il n'y a pas beaucoup d'encre dans leur stylo, les enfoirés. Il n'y a pas grand chose. Oh non. Sniff, sniff. Que vais-je devenir? Ah. De toute façon, le marron, ça va pas tarder à être la même chose, hein. Faut pas rêver. Hein. Je vais pas faire tout le paquet de cartes avec le marron que j'ai. Hein. Donc de toute façon, il y a un moment donné, je vais être dans la merde. Donc il faudra faire un choix à faire un mix médium. Je pense que c'est ce qui va se passer. Parce qu'après tout, moi je m'en fous que ça soit 100% fait au stylo bille. Hein. Il faudra que je mette les crayons de couleur au service des stylos. Voilà, voilà. Ouais, je vais foncer encore un peu là. Et le perfecto? C'est quoi le perfecto? C'est le blouson? Tu parles du blouson? Ah, bah oui, mais c'est un jaune fluo. C'est un jaune fluo, donc... Et le marron, bah le marron, c'est le marron du perfecto que j'utilise. Depuis un petit moment. Eh oui. Parce que le marron que j'avais avant de me rappeler que j'avais un perfecto, c'est celui-là. Donc il reste quand même pas mal d'encre dedans. Seul problème, c'est qu'il me fait des petites bavouses à volonté pendant que je travaille. Mais j'aurais pas le choix. Alors, je vais grossir un peu le trait du tour de la carte. Et on sera bon pour cette 5e carte. Ah, attends, faut que je fasse le petit signe sur le coin aussi, mais bon, ça va pas être compliqué, je vais reprendre le même petit signe. C'est le flex le noir? Non, c'est le peppermate. C'est un peppermate. Ça, j'en avais reçu un plein carton par une nana qui avait comme projet de faire un truc avec moi pour justement que j'essaye les Peppermate et tout. Pour le dessin. J'ai reçu un plein carton. Tous les produits Peppermate qu'ils avaient. Et en fin de compte, une fois qu'elle a présenté le projet au patron, le patron ça l'a pas intéressé. Dommage. Bon. Peut-être dû en discuter avec le patron avant de m'envoyer le carton, mais bon. Allez Zo, faut que je m'arrête là. Parce que ça peut durer longtemps encore. Hein. Ok, done. The sign marker card is done. Tu reviens quand là? Je reviens quand? Je reviens quand? Peut-être ce soir. Après mon atelier de 21h30 là. Je finis à 21h30 ce soir. Si je suis encore en forme et que je veux continuer, je reviens avec la prochaine carte. La porte ouverte. Attends, non, attends, faut que je fasse le... Le mec il y va direct au stylo. Même pas peur. Voilà. Ok, bon, eh bien, à ce soir, probablement. Et sinon, on se revoit jeudi matin. Voilà. Merci Manu d'être passé, again, comme d'habitude, toujours fidèle. Thank you, Barlow as well. Thank you for your brainstorming and find a sign marker, which I really like. I'll be back this evening, maybe, if I'm not too tired after my workshop. Otherwise, it will be Thursday morning. I'll be back. All right. So thank you guys. You guys that didn't say anything out there, or just came by to collect some, farming some point to get a commission. Yeah, I see you there. Yeah, you could say hello a little bit, hein? Bon, anyway. À bientôt. Bon appétit. Et faites attention à vous. Salut. Bye bye.